thinking about you. How your voice shakes when you're lying. Make everything about you. And I just be a smiling. But I'd still be here when we're in hard times. Baby, just join in the fun. Running around, might lose my mind. The summer's only begun. I'd still be here when we're in hard times. Baby, just join in the fun. Running around, might lose my mind. The summer's only begun. Summer's only begun. Summer's only begun. Tell me, baby, it's untrue. Up all night just drinking, and I don't know what we'll do as the daylight starts to sink in. I'd still be here when we're in hard times. Baby, just join in the fun. Running around, might lose my mind. The summer's only begun. I'd still be here when we're in hard times. Baby, just join in the fun. Running around, might lose my mind. The summer's only begun. Summer's only begun. Summer's only begun.
Here I go. Talk to him.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another evening of ESEA Advance. We are here, True North Studios. We have Team Mouse versus Club 333. I am one of your casters, Lelo Yuji Masilela, joined by my GOAT, Evan, not really Evan Johnson. How are you doing tonight, Evan?
I'm doing good, Lelo. Really excited to be here tonight, and I think this is going to be a really, really good game all around. I'm super excited to see what happens.
Oh, yeah, for sure. We were kind of kind of peeping at Team Mouse and Club 333, and we both think this will be a really close game, if not overtime. I genuinely wouldn't be surprised if there was an overtime. But even before talking about all that, I want to talk about these rosters. And why don't we start off with Team Mouse, the second seed in this division of ESEA Advance?
Yeah, this is a team. I mean, you said, second seed, just been grinding and playing so well all year, coming in 9-2. Sunk, Dylan, Turkey Rocket, 2 Panic, and Carbs. I mean, just star-studded across the board. Multiple top level face-it players. I mean, the whole roster, from front to back, is going to be good. And then when you look at Club 333, similar story with top face-it players, guys like Cobra, Laxi, Secret Agent, For Taylor, and Morrow. Both of these teams, when we mentioned a 2 and a 6 seed, that the skill level is there. And especially when you talk about the advanced level, it really does get very impressive when you get into these top teams. Now, like we said, 2 and a 6. Both of these teams, actually, funny enough, coming off of a loss to the number 1 seed, Wanted Goons. So I think for both of these teams tonight, the goal is to sort of rebound after a loss and find a way to just establish yourself as a top seed as we get closer and closer to the end of the regular season and closer to playoffs.
Yeah, most definitely. It's honestly kind of funny that both of these teams have nearly the same record. They're both coming off of a loss to the exact same team, and they're both playing for especially big higher seeds in playoffs. Club 333, having played one less match, is going to be lower seeded, of course, but no matter, you can't sleep on them. You can't sleep on them for sure.
Yeah, and there are just stars all across the board on all of these teams. You just pick one and you can have a case to really say a lot about them. But I think for Mouse, we looked at their previous game, their loss against Wandagoons, and I was really impressed by Sunk's numbers. We're talking about an 86% entry success rate. That is just absolutely
That's crazy,
insane from coming through from Sunk. Well, we have someone else from Team Mouse we'll talk about in a little bit, but you have guys like that can just change rounds on a dime and on their head. So many impact players, and I think that's why this matchup is so interesting, because you have so many good players that are coming in tonight. There really isn't a clear-cut favorite. It's just going to be two really, really good teams just battling out in its purest form.
Yeah, most definitely. And it's such polarizing, but at the same time, the same team going up against each other. They're both so strong on the T side. It's really going to come down to who can get the most rounds on CT, and then at the half, when they switch over to T, if they're able to just run with it, play comfortably. And that is also going to depend on the map, which both of these teams, they have played so many maps and are honestly comfortable on quite a number. This banning phase is going to be interesting.
Yeah, it is going to be really interesting. Before we get into our maps, we have our Canadian player who we want to highlight, which of course is sponsored and powered by Third Sight, the new Canadian hub for all things Counter-Strike. Make sure to go give Third Sight a check if you want to get interested in what they're building in the Canadian Counter-Strike community. We've been very thankful to have them sponsor the show for a long time and be a partner. So big thanks to Third Sight to letting us highlight some Canadian talent in the advanced division. Today's player, it's going to be from Team Mouse. I mentioned that there was somebody else we needed to talk about, and it's going to be Dylan. Got to rep while you can. 1.1 KD ratio, a face-it elo of 3,015, ADR 83.6, and an interesting note, I think, Lo, you sort of alluded to this, a 1.02 T rating versus a 0.94 CT rating, according to HLTV. So this is going to be interesting when you talk about Team Mouse. You have a guy who's playing a lot better on this T side, that makes that side, whatever they start on, going to be so much more important and something you want to keep an eye out for Team Mouse, because if you start on the T side, maybe you have that little bit of advantage if you can get Dylan going early, but if you start on the other side, maybe you can play for sort of the long game in this case. It's all going to depend on what happens with the vetoes.
Yeah, it's going to come down to the vetoes. It's going to come down to the knife round. There's so many factors that honestly can change who I would believe would win this game, but there's also the game element. The game is so varying, and really anything can happen. Genuinely, anything can happen. Someone could have an off day. Someone could just be on an absolute burner and drop 40. Who knows? Genuinely, who knows? But Club 333, they're also not a team to sneeze at. I was taking a gander at some of their elo, and Laxi in particular, top 20 in face of elo currently, which is insanity.
Yeah, that's nothing to to really, like you said, nothing to sneeze at right there. And I mean everybody else, I mean like multiple top 100s on their side, but Laxi definitely jumps out to me as the scariest looking one. But Cobra as well. I mean, also has been putting up some crazy numbers lately for Club 333. So I don't really think there is a clear cut winner in this one. I mean, we were talking about predictions. I mean, we both have it going very, very close to distance, if not all the way. Overtime, definitely very, very possible. We almost saw it last time. If you joined us on True North Stream, that was a crazy finish.
That was an insane
that
game.
last game. For 49. I mean, such a massive lead and then losing it near the end. I mean, you can go watch the VOD on that one. You're gonna have to check and see how that ended up going. But I think tonight we legitimately have a good chance of hitting overtime. I mean, I think we'll have a more informed opinion once we see what map comes through. But at least for right now, I mean, I gotta take this as like at least a 13-10 or a 13-11.
I want to take it a 13-10. I think I'm just repeating myself, but it's true. Whatever team starts on CT, I want to say will have the advantage, especially if it's gonna be on a map like Mirage, whom I know Team Mouse kind of favors, or Anubis. But on the flip side, you have the Ancient, you have the Inferno that could possibly be played. And Inferno, both teams are not too bad. Both teams are, I would say Inferno is in the mid-range of both of their map pools. So it's a little bit more of a toss-up. But again, whoever starts on CT, I want to believe will have the advantage. And we're getting close. We're getting very, very close to actually figuring out what the map will be. So let's see if I'm right in any sense of the word, but I want to give it 13-10 to Club 333.
Yeah, I think I'm also going to give it to Club 333. I mean, I think either of these teams would take it. I mean, Mouse, definitely has been balling out just a little bit on a higher level, but I don't know. I might take the underdog in this one, but I wouldn't be surprised if Mouse comes away with it. I'm going to say 13-11. I think this one's going to go the distance completely. And when you talk about when you take a look at maps, I mean, like I think Mirage or Anubis definitely the safest ones to pick. But I don't know. Maybe these wild cards, you come through, and maybe that is going to be what we see. You mentioned that Inferno was maybe a little bit of a middling pick for both of these teams, and maybe that's enough to give it a neutral playing field. So I'm maybe more leaning more in that direction. Maybe an Inferno. We have seen a lot of Inferno this season on True North Studios, and I wouldn't be surprised if we saw it again tonight.
Yeah, I wouldn't be too surprised if we saw either Inferno or Nuke. Both teams, Inferno's more specifically so, are kind of middling around and not having too much playtime on both maps. Nuke more so. I don't believe either team has really played at all this season. If I'm not wrong, both have played maybe like 9 to 12 times on Nuke. So if I had to guess something, I'd probably lean towards Inferno just to keep it more stable and keep the game state, fair for both teams.
Well, we wanted to wait too much longer because we do have our answer from Prod, but before we do that, we want to give a shout out to our other partners over at Counterstrat for giving us all the intel in our map veto predictions. And if you want to get this intel for yourself, head on over to Counterstrat and you can sign up and improve your own advanced games. Learn veto strats for other teams. You can scout out player movements. So many exciting things happening on Counterstrat. Make sure you go take a look at their website when you get a chance. But without further ado, let's take a look at where we will do battle this evening. And look at that. Hey. Inferno coming in. The research once again paying off. And
big ups Counterstrat.
You said it might be the CT side that we'll define this one, and I might say the opposite now that it's Inferno. I think whoever starts on the T side is going to really establish who's going to win this one, because we've seen that a very hungry T side, one that is not afraid to get aggressive. You can force a lot of saves, especially on Inferno, depending on how rounds go. And I think if you're a T side that's really building up momentum early and putting the CTs in an uncomfortable position, you can make Inferno out of reach really, really early, depending on how aggressive you can get on this T side.
Yeah. I don't disagree with you, but it kind of depends on what the score is going to be at the half. If it's like an 8-4, I want to still say that the team that starts CT and then goes on towards T in the second half has the advantage. But if it's something crazy like a 9-6 or God forbid a 10-2, then I think is really, really hard to come back from. So whoever, if this T side, whoever starts on the T side gets a lot of momentum, like you were talking about, getting the bankroll up and just making the CTs so broke consistently, then honestly, I wouldn't be too upset. I wouldn't be too upset with that. I want to stick with my guns. I want to stick with my guns and say whoever is going T the second half is gonna win this one out, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see. I mean, it's definitely interesting. I think, like you said, there are arguments for both sides, and I think that's why Inferno is very interesting in that case. And you know, if you're a CT side that can really shut down everything and just have this lockdown defense, then you're sitting pretty, because I think a lot of people might say that you might want to start Inferno on a T side. But again, I feel like it's up to interpretation. But you know, we can. We can ruminate on that while we head to a break. When we come back, we'll be heading into game. Don't go anywhere. And welcome back. We've had some time to think. We're almost about time. It's almost about time to get into the game. Players are almost in. And Lella, while we've had time to sit, has anything changed in your opinion on this game? Has anything, have you had a revelation or an epiphany about what might happen tonight?
No, I don't believe so. Honestly, I still want to stick with what I said. I want to be true to my word, and I think Club 333 will take it 13-10. Sticking with it. No changes.
I respect somebody who sticks by their word no matter what. And I think, I don't know. It's like I still want to give it to 333, but like I don't know. Maybe do I switch up last minute? Whoa. No, I think I gotta stick with my original prediction. We'll give it to 333, but I'll give it one more round. I'll give it 13-11. I think this one's going to go all the way. I think it's going to be very close, but I could definitely see a world where one side definitely starts to get a little more skewed. I think, that's definitely not a surprise on a map like Inferno. I think these early rounds are really going to be telling, I think, for for what is going to happen tonight. And obviously, it's hard for us to say just because we're not completely in the game yet, and we don't know which side is going to be on who. So yeah, it is just going to be a little bit of guesswork right now. I guess we'll see when it gets to the knife round. But either way, I think us and the viewers here are going to be in for a fun one tonight.
Yeah, most definitely. And okay, we said this last week. We said this last stream as well. But surely there's no way it's a stomp on one side, right? There's no way, right?
I mean,
there's no way, right?
I think the talent disparity is way too close in this case. Like I think with last week, and I think maybe last week's not a great example, but just because of how that ended up going. But when you have teams that are so close together, it does become very, very close. But it depends on who's coming in hot. And I mean, this being a best of one, you have to. Yet we say it so many times, is you have to play your best right from the start. You can't afford to have like a late round or a second half like resurgence almost. I mean, I guess.
I mean, that's what happened.
But that's what happened.
And
I was just gonna say, like, I can sit here and say that, but then you're right, exactly. When we look at Sunday's game, that's exactly what happened. I mean, Outfit 49 was so far ahead, and then they just completely slipped. But I mean, hopefully that won't happen to either team tonight. We'll see. We will wait with bated breath as we get close. I think we have most players in server by now. I think that's what. Okay, Pros tell me 8 out of 10 so far. So we're still waiting just a little bit more. But well, maybe I'll ask you this now. With it being Inferno, and you take a look at either side, CT or T, which area of the map besides Banana do you think is going to be maybe the key to victory for either of these teams?
Honestly, if I had to pick somewhere aside from Banana, maybe go a little underrated, but low-key apps, no?
I think that's a good call.
I think apps would be like a pretty important part of the map to be able to take, especially if you are CT. Because like you hold onto that spot, they're forced to funnel down towards mid, and then you can still set up that high low towards apps if you want, and just play towards the site more.
One thing about apps too is that depending on where you take it from, you can also gain mid control off of that. Like a successful apps take, you control pit as well. Like you basically have all of A completely under your control, depending on how the CTs go. So I do think that's a critical juncture as well. But maybe let's see if I can maybe throw another one. I think that was the best answer. I don't think anything I'm going to say.
Really? Oh, wow.
I don't know. I don't
okay.
Know. That might have been the best answer. I don't know. Like, I mean, Prod saying underpass. I'm not.
Turn it off.
I mean, maybe. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think underpass, a little bit underrated as a spot, but that's what I'm gonna call it. That's all I'm gonna call it. But I think this A side definitely has a lot of like these control areas, and I think A as a site in general gets a little undervalued because of how major Banana is of a juncture on this map. That is sort of the. You don't want to say like the feature, but that is like the signature like area of Inferno, and I think you've put so much investments in these Banana takes that A sometimes feels like it gets lost in the mess of everything that happens. But we'll see. And I think you're right. I think whatever team if they've got good apps control, then they're going to be sitting pretty nice for this game. That again, hopefully we should be jumping into fairly soon. I said it was coming, and it has. Prod is confirming that we are ready for our knife round. We won't have to speculate any longer. We'll get to see it live. Team Mouse and Club 3 out. Hook up in this knife round.
That's it. Who is going to start CT? Whoever starts CT, Club 333. Rhyme unintended, of course.
Oh, nice.
I want it to be 3-3-3 starting CT because it looks like they should win this knife round. Oh, both low. Wait, this is actually very close. Cobra having a 1v2. That's unlucky. Now let's
You hate to see
see.
it.
I'm gonna predict Mouse want to take the T side just to steamroll the rounds if they possibly can. But look at the movement from Turkey Rocket.
Ooh.
This guy's just doing whatever.
They don't teach you that. That's a learned skill right there.
That's what I'm saying. I'd have done a tad bit of surfing. Okay, Team
Alright,
Mouse
looks like
taking
everyone-
CT.
And you know what? I don't hate that, because what were we talking about when you have guys like Dylan that are maybe a little bit better on the T side? If you can dominate on the quote unquote, maybe easier side on CT, you can have a second half, resurgence like we were talking about, but we're gonna have to see. Clearly, Team Mouse, they had their pick and they like their odds starting on CT, and we'll get a look at how aggressive these club players are gonna get once they get over towards the site. 4-man rush over towards mid already. Looking to send some players up banana. It's going to be Laxi trying to gain some space, but not really going up too far as the rest of the team flood through the rest of mid. And so far, Club 333 have really taken this first round on T pretty slow.
They're very slow indeed, but honestly, might be the correct call. Lots of noise being made over towards that middle A area. As seems like Team Mouse is trying to stick to their guns and make B virtually impossible to hit. If you are Club 333 in this situation, I think you want to at least spot out one before you try and throw any utility out anywhere. But man, Team Mouse, they're giving absolutely nothing.
They're gonna have to be careful about how they use this util, because like you look at over at the
this
club
timing.
side, I mean, there's not much. I mean, it's super early, so there really isn't a whole lot that you can really do in this first round, and that's why you have a little bit of a traffic jam up in top banana. Smoke is finally going to go out to cover CT. Laxi still first on site, but this flash a little bit delayed, and it's going to be Mouse who find this first pick. It's going to be Turkey Rocket with the first and a second as well. As Club 333, they are able to find a pick, but not confident enough to take that swing, and Cobra and company going to try and wrap through mid and maybe try and set this A hit. But look at this. Team Mouse already rotating over. To expect this, don't even need to rotate, as Sunk is already going to be on site and is rewarded for his patience. Dylan as well going to be tucked up with the Dooleys. Looking for this last one is going to be Sunk to get it. The second of the round for him and the first of the game for Team Mouse.
Absolutely loved how disciplined Team Mouse played that round, just really sticking to how they want to approach the round and not moving. They just didn't move unless they were given a reason to. And Club 333, they never really gave them a reason to rotate or send some players over towards that A site when they were a majority over there. And Team Mouse, they just capitalize off it and defend B with their lives.
And that patience, I think, is really going to pay off, especially if they can start rolling on the CT side. Because if the econ and the equipment is not strong for club, I mean, what are you really going to be able to do to break through this gridlock in top banana? Oh my, Turkey Rocket! It's a nice little spray and pray there with the MP9. He's hot to start this game. Already his third kill in 2 rounds. Also going to start Recar though. Can be found out in pit as 333 find the answer. And they're disappointed at how it went in banana, but another trade coming through and an upgrade gives this chance through mid, and this A execute a little bit of life. They're trying to find a conversion and maybe steal it on an eco, but look at this, Sunk. Sinking the chances of Team Mouse. Dylan with the last. It was ugly, but Mouse got it done.
I really did believe 333 had a chance there. After getting those 2 trades, there was genuinely a world where they come back into that round, but the weaponry was just too good for Team Mouse, and they're able to at least stem the bleeding a little bit, only dropping 2 players in that round. And now going into the third, Club 333, are you going to change your strategy at all, or are we just going to go? And notably, Secret Agent, only no AK.
Clearly they have something planned that we don't. I mean, no AK, but there's really no money on this side. So already things not looking too good economically standing for the 3-3 side. 2 panic. Look at this, tucked really close. on these apartment stairs. Going to get this molly over towards mid. That's going to force out Secret Agent and for Taylor. You're going to look for Laxi to be this first point of contact outside of apartments. You were talking about how important it is to find some early success, and early success going awry, but somehow 3-3 still in this. Smoke over towards Moto and Library, still keeping them in this round. Bomb is recovered by Cobra. Let's see if they can finally get a plant down here.
Oh, Dylan nearly taking that timing to swing out the smoke, but if you're going to get held by Morrow there, then it's too hard. Club 333 able to get their first round of this game, and very much needed. Expensive as it was, a round is still a round.
A round is still around, but Team Mouse still made it a little bit interesting. I thought they were able to really lock down this defense off these couple early picks they had, but you gotta give 333 some credit in being able to weather the storm and finding the picks that they needed. Laxi coming out of apartments, really good spot, and for Taylor as well. I was worried about how this mid pressure was going to force them out of that position and into something a little bit uncomfortable, but really weathered the storm, and those 2 picks gave them enough space and enough timing to get things started here. And already we're getting started fast and furious on top of Banana. Turkey Rocket getting up close and personal, finding the first one, Sunk adding another one, but meanwhile Morrow's going to try and even things up for 3-3, but not good enough. They're facing uneven numbers now. Only 2 men left standing.
Yeah, only 2 men left standing into such high-octane guns from the Team Mouse side. Look at this, just swinging out of the smoke, no care in the world. He's still able to find one. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. All you have to do is run at them and disrupt them. Team Mouse doing very, very well on the CT side. I think a big part of why the CT is going so well for them so far is how they're trading, how they're positioning themselves together. It's honestly really hard for 333 to find an isolated kill and be able to back up without either dropping 1 or 2. And then at that point, you're at such a deficit that it's only a matter of time until the round is over.
Yeah, this aggression on CT, like you said, the trades you're able to find, really, really disrupting anything the T's are trying to set up. And like you said, the trade's just so crucial for this, but another crucial player.
Oh, Laxi took out for Taylor.
Oh, a team kill. That's a good call for a 3-3. So it looks like initially they were off to a really good start taking control in apps, but a little bit of an accidental team kill is going to swing this around on its head, and now Mouse are just going to pounce on it, and they just find another one with ease.
Only able to get 2 kills off of that save, and even with the team kill itself, Club 333 seeming to find little to no success on this T side. Even if they try going slow, if they try rushing, they just can't pick apart this Team Mouse defense, and Team Mouse themselves playing so disciplined in their own half, just sticking to their guns no matter what. They're just completely content with letting Club 333 come into them.
It's going to be another round like that now as Laxi, your hero rifler in this case, and it's going to be a lot of pressure on Laxi to try and find some early success. Does find the trade onto Turkey Rocket to free up a little bit of space for this 4-man push down Banana. This Molly will stall things out for a little bit as Dylan. Oh, it's going to get his head taken off by Laxi. So that's another gun that goes in the hands of 333, smoked out towards CT, and they're going to get B completely free as Team Mouse on the outside looking in.
This 3-man flank could prove to be very dangerous. Morrow is on the line, but with only a deagle in hand, will he be able to find a kill? No, just barely missing the pixel now. Skunk, Recar, and 2 Panic. The guns and the health is looking at least a little bit good, and the Molly is going to force out Laxi out of his position. Grenade and the flash, respectively, find their targets, and now in this 2v3, they just have to play this trade. Secret Agent, no time, man. You can't. It's so unfortunate. The double swing from Team Mouse was too good as they rack up their 5th.
And that was a really good showing of Mouse's retaking that we had yet to see thus far, but they just weathered that storm completely. And I mean, if they don't find that pick in top Banana, I mean, that one is over. for Team Mouse. It's like you don't have any way of breaching back into the site, but great util usage as well, particularly with that molly and that frag grenade to just push people out of their position, make them a little bit uncomfortable, and Mouse just take advantage of it. Clearly, they've been studying up on the CT side of Inferno. They've been looking really, really strong thus far, and the guns are back for Club 333, but I think I need to see a little bit more on this T side if I'm convinced they're going to be making a little bit of a comeback here.
Yeah, definitely. And you see the heavy investment from both sides. Sunk and Cobra going to buy the operator. Sunk is going to be forced off of the mid line and really unable to find his way in, but just shifting on over just to hold top mid. He's completely content with that as the rest of Club 333 are trying to make some noise towards the B site. Lots of util flying from both sides.
We're going to see this rotate
this abs push
come through. Yeah, you called it. Abs going to be a critical spot, but look at Rikar. Set up on balcony in a position that's going to be really hard to clear out on initial contact. And, ooh, Cobra. I mean, it's going to be dangerous for this club team if they lose this op early. I mean, it's going to shut things down really, really quickly. And 2Panic also setting up this crossfire. And patience again from 333. I mean, we saw this in round 1 with pistols. I mean, they do not take advantage of any early aggression. They play very, very slow and methodical on T side, but hey, maybe it works as Cobra is good to find one onto Sung. Rikar, though, in this balcony position, does find one, and the others come through. Panic stations for Club 333. Mouse with another one, shutting the door on this apartments push.
Man, this Team Mouse, they're so disciplined. They just sit and wait, and Club 333, they have no way in. It feels like a snake slowly choking you, the way you have genuinely no escape. The trades that they were able to play off of Cobra, he's able to find the pick onto Sunk, but right off rip, Team Mouse are like, okay, you kill one, we'll take out 2 on your end, and then they get no more kills for the rest of that round. 6 rounds on what I believe is both teams' weaker side. Team Mouse, they've been playing the CT side very, very well.
Yeah, and Laxi, I mean, already taking a chunk of health to start, so not a great way. Want to get this round. Cobra, he's going to try and confidently swing out, but resistance being shown from Mouse again as they're trying to find success in Banana. Laxi and for Taylor. Good to find some picks. Dylan's still on site. Is going to throw that molly to delay this initial aggression and a smoke as well. Just the entire utility belt getting emptied from Dylan to try and stay alive as long as he can and wait for the reinforcements to arrive. But he will fall, so now B in the control of 333. Agent will get this plant down. Or Taylor's going to have to be careful, but Rikar not looking where he should, and 333 should be in a comfortable position to take a round in what feels like forever, because it has been very, very struggle. Like, the struggle has been quite severe on this T side.
The struggle has been real for Club 333, but finally breaking that little streak that Team Mouse has gone on. It isn't going to break the bank, but is most definitely going to put a dent into it. Both teams, specifically Team Mouse, kind of really need to win this round if they don't want Club 333 to come back and maybe get to 4 or even steamroll it to get up to 6 rounds. So Op is going to be once again posted mid, but Laxi with this very fast apps push. Lots of util getting thrown on B. My word. He's throwing everything plus the kitchen sink, but you have to look towards the opposite end of the map, towards A1, pushing through apps and through stairs. He is able to find one util out. He gets away and somehow picks up the op as well. Okay, quick swap.
I was gonna say that was some
That was
really
fast
nice work coming through. I mean, it's like the meme where he's like, where the one guy's like playing the game where he's like sweating on his keyboard. Like that's what he would have looked like in that situation. But hey, it ends up working out, and this op getting taken under control of Team Mouse is paying off. As 2Panic able to find one pick, his second of the round. He's not panicking right now, and Club 333, 3 men left. Util out, smoke, and Molly is going to force 2Panic into an uncomfortable position and will fall. So, man advantage being gained. Dylan, target-rich environment, not able to find one. And Agent, another plant going down. not much for Turkey Rock to do in this situation. I mean, you could try and go for it, but it's going to take a pretty Herculean effort to retake this site, and I think there's a reason why. I think there's a reason why he's just not moving at all. Maybe try and see if he can get an exit before he squeaks out for the rest of the save.
Yeah, definitely. It's very hard. Your teammates definitely told you that there's a lot of damage done, at least to Club 333, but it's so hard to try and win, and rightfully so. He's going to at least be able to save the AK and get away with his life, as Club 333 wanted to look for the op, but this might be a tad close. But Agent, he is going to die from that. Yeah, I mean, they have more than enough money to buy, but kind of greeded a little bit to pick up the op if there was any to find. Now, Team Mouse, for the first time in forever, no Frozen, is going to be put on a save. It's Club 333. They're finally starting to find some answers.
Yeah, I think best case scenario for Club 333 is you can get these next 3 rounds, no pun intended, to go your way, and you can find a tie heading into halftime where, maybe CT is your stronger side on this map. But for Mouse, just try and stay the course again. And
oh, wow.
I mean, maybe you were able to find some leeway, but you lose your hero AK literally at the start of the round, and now Banana completely under control of Club 333 is the defense of Mouse just crumpling.
Oh, that solo swing was honestly very, very adventurous. Four Taylor is more than happy to pick up that kill, as the entirety of Team Mouse has just been dismantled towards this B side, and it's up to Ricard and a Lonely Deeg to try and get some damage, but Four Taylor looking the cleanest with a 3K in that round, shut that down and get the club one more.
A round they're expected to win, but a round they definitely needed to get some momentum back in the side, because Mouse, I mean, they've just been running away with it, quite frankly. It's been really, really strong for the CTs, but I think Club 333, they figured some things out a little bit. I think playing passive has worked for them, but I've liked how they've changed the play call a little bit. They're not afraid to get as aggressive. Their util usage has improved as well, and it's starting to make Mouse a little bit uncomfortable. They're going to have to make some adjustments. They're going to want to hope to continue to dominate for these last 2 rounds on CT, and once again, space taken in Banana very early in the round as Dylan forced back towards this connector side. That frag is going to connect onto Cobra for some decent damage, but still not confident enough to really try and swing out. And with Sunk falling on the other side of the map, the playbook starting to get a little bit wider for Club 333 as they're looking to execute, but look at this response from Turkey Rocket to keep it a 4v4.
That's a very important kill that Turkey Rocket did just get onto Laxi. If your glass cannon in Sunk is going to fall like that, you really, really need to answer. And taking out a star like Laxi and with as much damage as Cobra has taken, it's definitely where Team Mouse, has to try and be. Spawn might be able to go down, but virtually everyone is here already. Only missing one on the side of Mouse, but hearing the tap of the spike is going to rotate very, very quickly. Turkey Rocket does take some damage, and with the 1-2 jiggle peek, Agent and Cobra are able to find that kill, as slowly but surely, Team Mouse, they're going to get mowed down. Ricard, he's going to try it with the M4, 1v2, staring at him in the face, but he's doubling up close left and CT. It's very hard. He finds one, and with the tap, forces out the swing. Secret Agent, no bullets left in the chamber. Secret Agent, all you have to do is run, ring around the rosy if you want to try and win, and that is exactly what he's going to do, just all around the world. This is so annoying if you are Ricard, and he even hits the no-scope on him. Club 333, they've brought it back exponentially on this T-half.
Like Mission Impossible, almost just going around the world and stealing the op as well. I mean, what more could you ask for Secret Agent? I mean, someone who's, maybe had a little bit of a quiet game makes a major impact. And we mentioned how best case scenario was going to be a tie for these T's, and I don't think that's completely out of the realm of possibility now. I think they found their confidence to move forward and try and find that little bit of a spark they needed. But look at this, the CTs now. It's their turn to get aggressive going down Banana, and gamble that's not going to work out for them as Four Taylor and Laxi were waiting for them.
Four Taylor and Laxi waiting for them, yes, but you really need to panic to get those kills. Oh my, body shooting as well from Ford Taylor. You already know he's sick. This operator is going to be set up towards spawn, and that is all she wrote for the half. Even 6-6, something that we were sort of expecting, but at the same time, not really. Team Mouse gonna just have a DC very quickly. Gonna be a slight little tech pause, but no matter. We'll be getting over to their half now, their T half, and see what they have for us.
I mean, I was a little bit surprised, I think, on the onset. I mean, it was kind of Mouse running away with it a little bit to start, but then Club 333, they find a second win. They find a way to get back into it and find what was working for them. And yeah, Mouse, I mean, forced to time out here. I mean, I don't blame them at all. I mean, you kind of had your chain snatched a little bit these last couple rounds here. You sort of lost your mojo, and now this timeout going to come through, and, you know, let's get things under control a little bit. You know, let's try and get this momentum back. If we can just win pistol and find success early on the T side, we should be good to coast through. But it starts with the players, and they need to make sure that they're ready to go, because a fast start is one thing, but they just haven't made those adjustments that Club 333 clearly have.
Yeah, you really, really have to commend Club 333 for how they've, like, how the resilience that they showed being down 6-1, I believe it was, and then bring us all the way back to a nice even 6-6 half is honestly very crazy and commendable from them. It seems that we might have had a little bit of a side swap after that little tech pause that we had, but no matter, players will be getting back to their correct teams momentarily, and the game will be underway. But do you think Team Mouse has it in them to really run away with this T if they are able to get the pistol?
I think if they get the pistol, it definitely will help, but now I think I'm even more unsure because of how Club 333 has really started to turn on, especially guys like Laxi and Fort Taylor. I mean, they've just really been putting up some crazy numbers to get this, you know, sort of back under control. But I mean, I don't know, like, it's everything I think hinges on this early pistol and how both teams are going to come out. And depending on how long this pause goes, you know, you gained a lot of momentum and you don't want to sit too long and sit too cold. So a lot of things to think about, I think, as we wait for the second half of this close game to start. But I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see either way.
Yeah, it'll definitely be interesting, and all we can really do is speculate at this point, because what I thought was gonna be a CT sided domination from Mouse turned into 333 just figuring them out, just puzzle pieces clicking into place, and then able to bring it back to an even half. I thought after 333 were able to, or sorry, after Team Mouse were able to get their first, I believe it was, get their first 6, I thought, okay, they're gonna get 8, maybe 9, but no, is the club. Is the club. They really proved me wrong, and end of the day, I'm happy about it because I want my prediction to be right.
Well, of course. I mean, obviously, you want your prediction to be right. But hey, I mean, I think we predicted it was going to be a close one, and so far, I think we've been right about that, at least. But we'll wait a little bit longer as we get Secret Agent back in the game. Hopefully things aren't too bad. I mean, we don't have any word on what's been going on, but I don't know. We'll wait and see. But either way, like we said, it's been a pretty fun game to start. Do you have any other thoughts as we sit here?
Any thoughts? I'm looking
at all.
I'm looking at Laxi and Fort Taylor. Fort Taylor, especially, someone we didn't really note or talk about, but it's been going pretty crazy and had some huge moments that led to 333 able to bring this to an even half. I think, like, especially his solo, he's just swinging stuff. I could just imagine what the comms are. Is like, yo, flash me out. I'm just gonna swing. Just flash me out. I'm just gonna swing. And so far, more often than not, it's been working.
Yeah, I mean, it's been working, and I think your prediction as well, You were talking about how important apps was. I mean, how often did we see? Oh, look at that! Secret Agent is
Oh,
back.
they're apps.
How many times did we see Club 333 take early space, finding a pick coming off of apartment stairs? Or even if they don't find the pick there, you lose the one from apartment stairs, then you swing out from mid to find the player playing under patio. I mean, that has been, I think, one of the reasons why they were able to take so many executes on A and take so much space there. And you called it perfectly. I mean, and you also have that, sort of compared to this pressure you're putting down man. I think for a CT side, I mean, that's pretty tough to try and deal with. I mean, initially, but seems
It's
like maybe we
definitely
lost.
difficult for the CT side to deal with, but not impossible, especially not impossible from what we saw from an early Team Mouse. Yes, of course, it got dismantled in the end, and I feel like Club 333 were of the mentality of just ignoring some stuff that Team Mouse was doing, and were completely fine with just playing their own game. I feel like they got caught up in the Mouse pace, and that really hindered them in the early side of the game. And even off of no timeout, they were just able to rewrite the ship, able to mentally reset, and then bring it back, get the 5 rounds that they needed, and just look towards the next half.
Look towards the next half. I mean, that's definitely what I'm looking towards. I mean, we're just right on the precipice of that, and still waiting for Secret Agent to reconnect into the game. But we'll keep sitting here, and I don't know. I feel like I've run out of talking points. Although it looks like our timer is going down, saving this caster from having to waffle too much longer. But I think more issues now starting to. Actually, you know what? I don't even know anymore, because it seems like one thing. It seems like one thing is certain. And yeah, like you said, I think I like jinx it farther than that. But I think this is a good sign. I see the timer going down. Everybody should be where they're at. I think we finally have some CS happening once again. So you're saved from some more waffling coming off of both of our sides. But at any rate, let's get this going. This long-awaited second half to this already crazy game between Team Mouse and Club 333.
Already, you see Team Mouse just headed down over towards this B side through Glog and Banana, but there's 3 members of 333 here. Pun somehow unintended. For Taylor is able to pick up 3 before going down. Dylan and 2 panic. We'll get those trades, but already the flank comes in, and you have Dylan in a 1v2. For Taylor is going to be 1 HP, but Laxi smoke is going to fall momentarily, and it does. This crossfire that they have set up could be lethal. Doesn't get the jiggle 1 tap, but the dualies are too hard. Laxi gets that round, and just a little bit of body shooting and teabagging off rip. It's Club 333. They get their 7th, and Team Mouse stay at 6.
Wow, I mean, you talked about early aggression from Club 333. I mean, look at 4 Taylor. So inspirational, man. Just like spraying and praying with the dualies to get it done. And I mean, clearly, whatever momentum they found on their T side, they're bringing it over onto the CT side. So I think if you're a 333 fan, that's exactly what you want to see. They should be good to take this conversion. You have the gun diff right now. Look at this, 2 panic. Not afraid to get up close and personal, just spraying and praying, walking down Laxi as they take space in apartments. Dylan another one as well with the MAC-10s. And talk about gun diff, but clearly it's not an issue for Team Mouse as they get this bomb down and have early man advantage.
Oh my goodness, Cobras. They're very, very early. Bomb is going to be down. Now 4v2, 3v2 as a flank from Agent is going to come through and pick up that kill onto Sunk before Taylor's such low HP. How effective can he really be unless he gets, I don't know, 2 jiggle 1 taps back to back, and then Agent just closes out. Hearing everyone, oh my, dink onto Agent's turkey rocket is going to take him out. For Taylor is going to be forced to save this rifle, this M4, and try and take it into this 3rd round.
You know what I think for Mouse there? You see what they've been doing to you?
Yeah.
Just walking you down, just pressing W, and they just do the same thing, and it pays off. I mean, I think maybe that's just the secret sauce for either team tonight. It's just whoever can be the more aggressive one and find the most success on that is going to be the one that comes out on top. And Mouse, I mean, that's a huge win, huge round win for them. First one in a long time for one, but to also deny that conversion for Club 3-3 and force an early save, you can swing momentum completely on its head now. Now that the util and the equipment favoring the T's now. Some early mollies over towards top banana. Turkey Rocket still keeping that Mac 10 early, but I mean, I don't think that's a nerf or anything. I mean, from if anything, that might be a little bit of a buff to these guys if they decide to play it properly.
Yeah, honestly, if you're already that low, what left do you have to lose other than just running it down with the Mac 10 now? Lots of util gonna be flying through banana towards that B side for Taylor. Nearly getting wall banged. I know he's definitely confused about that one, but it's completely fine to just smoke off this Team Mouse rosters. Now they're left to really pick up the pieces and wonder. Oh my, Spam seems he. Oh, Morrow. Nice one tap onto Ricard.
It's a tough pick as well for Mouse to lose. You lose this pressure you were going to put on apartments, and you're going to force this rotation through mid from Sunk and 2 Panic, because they're going to rendezvous with the rest of the team up banana. But the smoke, I think, still fooling these 3-3 members, and another spray coming through as Dylan falls now. Sunk with an answer, but 4 Taylor's going to go uncleared on this upper raised position, and now this push over towards B sort of falling apart now for Mouse. They still have the smoke to work with, and another one going out towards Garden, but the reinforcements are here for Club 3-3, but Mouse somehow are weathering the storm.
Weathering the storm ever so slightly, but Laxy's able to get that fadeaway kill as 2 Panic does get the trade, but with Morrow right behind him, Club 3-3 are able to get that round with a one-man advantage.
And I think we're going to be seeing a lot of this on the second half. It's teams just trading rounds back and forth. I mean, we were expecting this, though. I mean, we knew this was going to be a close game either way. And both these teams are living up to this, you know, this top billing that we were really setting this off towards. But advantage currently for your CTs now is Cobra going to be investing into that op. And meanwhile, Team Mouse, not as much to work with. Yes, the Mac 10s have been fruitful this game, but how much can that really help you against an op and 4 more rifles?
Yeah, it's very, very difficult to try and do anything you really can against this, and oh my word, the speed of Cobra with that op Sunk just taken fully out of the game, and Ricard taking so much chip damage from the mollies. Seems Team Mouse just wanted to try and fly out if humanly possible, but Club 333, they're just completely content with sitting back. Cobra on the 3K, trying to look for 4 if he's able to find Dylan. But it seems Team Mouse, this round sort of fell apart. This fast hit that they really, really wanted to do wasn't able to come through. I was about to say, is Dylan about to get 2? But no, he does not. Now it's 3-3-3-1 one round away from that double digits, the 10th. Only 4 away from the win.
4 away from the win, but these guys have just looked really, really stout ever since, you know, you lose that and you go, you know, you lose those couple early rounds, you find a way to fight back in. And ever since they figured it out, it just doesn't seem like they've really looked past. And with all this teabagging, this body shooting we've seen in this game, it almost feels like it's personal in a way. I mean, like, obviously when you get into this high competition, it does become that, but it seems like there's a little bit more fire on this Club 333 side. And Turkey Rocket, I mean, really bold swing coming out through mid. 2 Panic, though. Thank goodness those Deagle shots were hitting, because Turkey Rocket falling early like that could have been absolutely disastrous for these T's.
Definitely disastrous, but T's are more than happy in the position that they are at the back of those 2 1-taps. They're able to at least bring this down to a 3v2. Cobra does still have the operator, and it's kind of lurking towards that middle area, trying to see if he can snuff out Sunk playing the last man there, the assurance that Team Mouse needs. With the swing from 2Panic, a little confusing as he is going to fall, but the trade is going to come through. And now picking up the op agent. How do you try and come back into this round if Sunk is just going to take you out like that? Team Mouse able to bring it back and get their 8th round.
Thank goodness for Sunk and 2Panic there, because I wasn't really sure what Turkey Rocket was thinking there, just swinging out that aggressively early. But hey, it works out, and now you steal an op on the T side, and it happens again. We say something that almost seems certain, and it looks like it was certain that 3-3 was going to ride this momentum out. But once that happens, Mouse find a second wind, and they found a little bit of life on the T side. Still not in a great spot yet, but not a full buy coming out from this club side, and Sunk's going to take advantage of this boosted Laxi, and now more space created for these Ts. But look at Morrow, tucked on the bottom of apartment stairs. That could be deadly for Mouse if they're not able to fully clear this out, and not even looking his recar. So they get their pick back, they get their trade. Panic is going to try and swing off of this util, but doesn't get a proper look and the right angle, and the T's are going to have to regroup and maybe try and figure out another plan of attack.
Another plan of attack they are going to have to try and do, but with these smokes starting to drop towards Banana, it seems that A is where the mind of Team Mouse wants to go. But oh, look at this. Morrow's going to leave. Taylor, the lone man here, might have quite a job to do. This 3-stack B is going to be the incorrect read. Is Team Mouse slowly but surely just lurking towards A, might even go towards the CT side. Taylor is on a pretty nice off angle, but the timing towards his left could be catastrophic, honestly.
And I think that's exactly what Mouse is doing. They don't have the guy swing out yet, and just completely exposed. And this is really troublesome now for 3-3, because you're going to have to go all the way around the world through Banana to get back to the site, and the util that Mouse has, they're going to be able to stall this out, and this is going to be a really challenging take for Club 3-3, and I think they're just going to be forced into a save, a classic Inferno save. You only lose 2 players in a round, but you're forced to save regardless if you don't pick the right site to defend.
Yeah, definitely. And it seems Cobra at least wants to try and play the long exits, as Mara's going to be the assurity that Club 3-3 needs if anyone on Team Mouse decides to hunt. And with the spike timer going down, Team Mouse, they already know that 3-3 want to save, and just going to go on a little bit of a joyride, a little bit of a hunt. Dylan might die here in this position. Oh my, Spam with the deagle. He does pick up one, nearly the second, but Agent as well is going to be able to find 1 kill for his troubles. And okay.
That was the opt-down, I believe, for Team Mouse. That... Oh, no, it's not. Sunk is still there, but either way, Club 3-3 have to be thankful that they were able to pick up a couple of those exits there, regardless of who goes down or not. They find the tie. Team Mouse maybe trying to maybe finding a little bit more momentum on their T side, but I think again it's just both these teams continuing to fight back and forth. Another critical round as both these teams trying to fight to get to double digits first. Cobra, is that a swag 7?
A swag 7. He's gonna even go forward and able to get the kill onto Turkey Rocket. Okay. He retrieves the AK and just tosses it back to his teammate. You know what? I respect it.
He's just
jumping.
Full firing. The Hero Mag 7 coming through for 3-3 is going to pay dividends. And this early push down Banana will get stalled out. And Mouse now going to be trying to figure out another plan of attack. 2Panic. Looking to maybe take space down mid. Little does he know that Agent and Laxi are waiting with these deagles, and this timing is going to benefit Team Mouse, actually, as 2Panic is going to find this pick onto Agent. 4v4 still. Laxi in this balcony position now, waiting for a potential push through mid, is in a really good spot. But again, like we saw at the last round, if this lone defender on A falls and Mouse flood the site, which we are going to see again. This could be another easy take for the T's because Club 333, they're on the other side of the world, and you still don't know where Dylan is positioned right now.
Yeah, this is genuinely only Dylan on this B site, and now the CT side of Club 333, they're gonna hear all this noise. Cobra's gonna be the first to the party, yes, but the bomb is gonna go down so early. And again, they're forced to save.
Yeah.
Oh, Cobra. That's unlucky.
Cobra not able to sneak out of there. And the second time in a row where we've seen early aggression over towards Banana, but Mouse completely changed the round of attack. Club 3-3 gamble incorrectly again on where to put their defenses. And once you lose their one guy, you have no one to defend the site, and you're forced into another uncomfortable save. And it's just, what do you do if you're the CTs there? Do you just try and switch it up and then lose B potentially? Or do you try and maybe split your forces a little bit more efficiently?
Yeah, it's really the gamble that you have to take if you are Club 333, and so far it seems the gambles that they have been taking have unfortunately been incorrect. I'm honestly very surprised neither team has taken a timeout in the situations that we have seen the games in, but if it's there you go.
There you go.
Hey, there it goes, right as I call it. They do take the timeout and at least try and reassess what is going wrong on this defensive half and how they can really change it. If I were Club 333, I honestly would put a little bit more of a priority towards mid and honestly towards mid, because it seems the B site has been very strong sided while Mouse they just lurk, they just walk. You know, they just walk up on A, they find the sole defender there, and they're able to get the bomb down so early. And that obviously, of course, is off the back of the mid pick. So if Club 333, in my opinion, fight mid a little bit more and try and deter Team Mouse, I think they'd have a little bit more stable of a hold.
Well, already 2 men towards A, 3 towards B. Cobra be sending out some early util down Banana, but Mouse, they're taking their time. They're not rushing all the way again. And just thinking, like, we saw a very composed Mouse on CT to start, and seems like that's been the recipe for success on the T side. Just playing patient, waiting for these picks to open up, not jumping on anything. And I don't know how Cobra was able to get out of that. Gets a little bit of a haircut from Team Mouse, but he's going to back his way up. Banana still under control of 3-3-3. Smoke giving them too much cover. And now mid taken by the T's, and what you say is correct. If 3-3-3 has learned their lesson, then Morrow is going to be doing his best to hold down this mid side. I like the util usage already. Molly and Smokes to make this complicated for Mouse to really figure out what they want to do, but Dylan now, he's got some util as well. 2 players in Arch for 3-3-3 as Team Mouse finally decide to break in, and they're going to try and flood this mid position. Morrow, he's going to be the first to fall, and I think Ricard has an idea of where he is. He's going to take out the wrong time, but it's good to find at least one, and Cobra with another. Patience not helping this time for Mouse as Cobra and the rest of Club 3-3 outlast them and win the battle in mid.
Now going through the CT spawn, actually, these teams are going to be headed over towards B, but Agent, hearing all of this, is going to be in here very early and picks up that 1 kill. Ricard already very low. Agent's able to get that second, and finally, 3-3-3, they break the little bit of the deadlock, bring us to even, and they're definitely looking to take this next round. But Team Mouse, they still have a little bit of a bye, if not full. This is going to be very hurtful towards the bank account if Team Mouse do lose this one.
And I think for the CTs, you really need to try and capitalize on this disparity. I think if you can win this, if Club 3-3 are able to win this round, I think that might be the game for them, because you get to 11, Mouse going to be in a really bad bye. Do you save and get them to match point and then try and buy into the next 2 rounds, potentially find a way to win? Or do you gamble and force? I don't know. It's an interesting situation, but I think either way, if Club 3-3 could steal the momentum away here, I think that's going to say a lot for their chances in taking it.
Yeah.
And they have a good chance with Cobra on this site. line with the up, and that's going to be the first body to drop. Dylan on the floor on top Banana. And the CT is coming out with a statement early.
And you already see the shift towards the A site, the importance that they put on it for Taylor as well, getting that second pick towards Banana, trying to insert himself deep, but might be getting a little adventurous as Turkey Rocket is going to get hurt and noted out. But oh, wow, for Taylor, he's so clean. Ricard does get those 2 picks on A and kind of opens the site, but Agent is still here in CT, just trying to play his life as best as he can. And Team Mouse, they're really left to pick up the pieces.
And they don't have bomb either now, so they have to recover. So now for Club 333, they have a chance to potentially
look at Taylor,
bolster their defenses and find a way to salvage this. Ricard, he's going to try his hand at stealing it. Cobra does have the line with the op, but not the right position as they're still going to be covered, but we're going to try and gamble up Banana anyway, and Cobra, he's just going to be rewarded. He's going to sneak out of there with 1 pick, and now up to 2 panic off the back of that flash. He's going to have to run through the fire and the flames. My goodness, this is going to find Cobra. Secret Agent is going to end it. Club 333 advantage on your side once again.
Very big advantage. You already see just in terms of money alone, they are looking up, and even more up. Meanwhile, Team Mouse going to be forced on what looks like a full save, but is kind of turning into a force with 2 hero rifles in Dylan and Ricard coming out. Honestly, this is the kind of gamble that you really need to take if you are Team Mouse and you want to win this next round. Oh my goodness, Cobra! I thought that was about to be a headshot right there. He's gonna miss that first kill, but Ricard just swinging into Laxy's crosshair is going to fall as a second right into Morrow goes the other way. Turkey Rocket is just going to be kind of freestyling, jumping around anywhere, getting into the site getting into CT, sorry, very early. But Cobra, wise to his lies, picks up that kill, and now it's really up to Sunk. And what can you do? Will you even be able to retrieve this rifle? Is that even possible? He does get it, and with the jump peek avoids the operator, but it's still so hard to get back into.
Oh, I thought he was going to be able to get that plant down, but that Molly had other ideas. Sunk still trying to salvage this. Going to fake tap a couple times. Smoke giving him some cover, but the dragnet closes in. Match point now for Club 333. And stymieing Team Mouse once again. They gambled a little bit in round 22, but it's not going to be looking good as we head into what could be this potential final round of this game.
Yeah, just looking at these buys, it's looking like it could very well be the last Turkey Rocket sole player with just a Galil. Sunk is going to be able to buy the AK, but only a smoke, virtually no util. Meanwhile, on the side of Club 333, they're completely content with just chilling in this round. The nades are going to do so much damage. If one of your rifles takes the a little bit of a team nade is going to come through for Taylor and Cobra. Going to play off those trades. Turkey Rocket is going to find one with the Galil, but instantly falling he does. And yeah, just mowing them down. Morrow picks up 2. Now it's really left up to Sunk. He does get 1. No damage taken, but Laxy is already here on the flank. Does he go for the knife? Is he possibly going to go for it? Spike out. He doesn't get the knife, but Club 333 get the win.
Hey, and what did I say? What did I say in the pre-show? I said Club 333, 13-10.
I said that. Wait.
Was it me?
I said that. That was me. Wait, no, that was me.
I thought it was.
Look at the notes. Look at the notes.
Either way. All right. Prod said I might have changed my mind. You know what? I did write 13-11. I thought I'd said 13-10. Either way, we were right. We were right either way.
We were right.
And we got the winners right. And congratulations, obviously, to Club 333 playing a really solid game. And it's tough, I think, when you sort of tee up a match between 2 really highly ranked teams. You know, it's like, who really has the advantage here? And I think we saw instances where these teams played each other so close, but clearly once 333 found that advantage in round, I think it was 21 or 22, once they had that eco boost, it was just over from there.
Yeah, it's so difficult to come back from such a big monetary deficit. And Team Mouse, it feels like they ended up digging themselves their own hole because of how they chose to invest these hero rifles. Investing one hero rifle, not the worst, but investing two and then the rest of your team is left on pistols it raises some eyebrows. It definitely
Yeah.
raises some eyebrows, especially when you're on the brink of match point. It's definitely a decision to make. And Club 333, they were completely content with just chilling and mowing down Team Mouse there in the end.
I think the other thing too from Mouse, if you want to talk about maybe some miscues, there are so many times, especially late, when they didn't have full util or full,
Yeah.
rifles, we would just see these really brazen, just bold swings with no support that was essentially just a free pick for the
Yeah.
CTs. And I mean, we saw that late, and I mean, it's just is a really, really baffling. I think, sure, I understand, maybe try and find something off of aggression early, maybe try and surprise on the CTs. But when you're in a position where, you're literally 2 rounds away from losing this really, really close game, it definitely is a little bit of a head scratcher. But I think either way, no matter what way you slice it, we knew that this was going to be a tough game coming into it. Clearly, the better team ends up winning the day today. But both these teams, a lot of really good players, a lot of shooters on both these sides. They should be doing very, very well in playoffs. But of course, one has to win, one has to lose. And 3-3 came out on the right side of it today.
Yeah, most definitely. Congratulations to them and a big nice try to Team Mouse. I really did enjoy watching what they did on the CT side, but something we were wrong about. It seems CT was by far and away just the best side for both of these teams,
Yeah.
which is kind of crazy. I just had the wrong read, I guess. I have the wrong read but the correct score. So good, right answer, wrong steps for the equation, but
you
hey,
got
I'll
there
take
in the
it.
end. And you
I'll
know what,
take it.
it's different from I think other games we see on Inferno where we saw or we see so many saves come through, but I think we always saw like I want to say like 3 or 4 saves near the end.
Yeah.
Like there weren't many that came through, which I think even in itself is a little bit of an oddity because you do get into a lot of really weird situations on Inferno where you have to be forced into these weird saves, but neither of these teams made it work, and Club 333, they'll save this win and pocket it for another day because they looked really, really strong today. But that, unfortunately, is going to be it for us tonight on True North Studios. But fear not, dear viewer, we'll be back tomorrow night with another ESEA main game. I believe we're heading back to a Storm Surge game, unless Prod corrects me if I'm wrong. So returning to our roots for tomorrow's action. We hope you can join us tomorrow night. I believe at 9:30 EST will be live, but we'll keep it in the present today. Obviously, Lil, I want to thank you for hopping on the stream and helping us out today. And we got to give a big shout out to Varsil and Thermal Rex, our two dynamic duo, our prod team tonight. And shout out to Phaser as well. I know Phaser is watching and clipping for social media, so thank you, Phaser, our true fearless leader, staying with us all the time. And obviously, thank you to our 2 partners over at Third Sight and Counter-Strat. Make sure you guys check out their socials, find out everything you can about them, give them some support, tell them True North Studios sent you. We'd really, really appreciate it. And I would appreciate it if you watched our stream tomorrow night. So please make sure you join us again tomorrow night for another game of Counter-Strike. But until then, have a good night, dear viewer.
don't pretend that you're meant to be my friend. I'm trying to understand all the blood that's on your hands. Your silence is deadening me. Your silence is scaring me. In spite of the memories, your silence is all I need. Pretty little pictures on the wall, it's just a shame you don't see it all. I got my pretty little knife ready for your life. It's such a shame you won't get your fill. Pretty little pictures on the wall,